Rainbow Dash woke up and said, "Wow, that was a crazy nightmare. Good thing it had a happy ending." She looked around and said, "Hey, I saw some pony here." Because she's fast and she woke up fast and saw some pony before they could run away. Rainbow Dash flew out of her bedroom, but didn't see any pony, even though she was really fast. She scratched her head and thought back to the time that she tried to run away from Pinkie Pie's party invitation, and other various times. The only pony faster than Rainbow Dash is Pinkie, and only because she cheated. Rainbow Dash grinned because if a creepy pony watches her sleep, then it is fair to cheat to catch this creepy pony. So Rainbow Dash went to go find Pinkie Pie, but Pinkie Pie wasn't interested in catching the creepy pony who watches Rainbow Dash sleep. She thought it was boring and wanted to have fun instead. But then Rainbow Dash went to Sugar Cube Corner and bought 2 cakes because she remembered Discord talking about how much fun that was. She gave one to Pinkie Pie and told her she could have the other one if she helped find the creepy sleep-watching pony, but cake by itself isn't that much fun, so Pinkie Pie wanted to have a party. So they went to Fluttershy's house, because Fluttershy has practiced with 2 cake parties, and they had a party. And then Pinkie Pie said okay. Pinkie Pie watched Rainbow Dash sleep. Rainbow Dash said it would be exciting, but Pinkie got bored and started counting cloud bugs that only live in cloud houses, because Rainbow Dash's house is a cloud house. But bugs are pretty boring too, so Pinkie Pie fell asleep and had a nightmare about bugs until Princess Luna came and scared away the bugs, and also gave Pinkie Pie a bunch of cupcakes that didn't have bugs on them or in them. But Rainbow Dash woke up and saw a pony watching Pinkie Pie sleep, and heard a flapping noise like a dog licking its lips, and she tried to chase the pony, but the pony was too fast and she couldn't catch the pony. And Pinkie Pie woke up and Rainbow Dash was gone, and then came back and said, "That creepy pony who watches asleep is too fast for me to catch, and them super fast, so that pony has to be super duper fast, so we have to cheat now." So they went to Twilight Sparkle, who refused to help because it was stupid, so they went to Zecora instead, who rhymed a lot. And Rainbow Dash got really annoyed, but finally Zecora gave them a potion that would combine Rainbow Dash's awesome speed and Pinkie Pie's cheating, so they could catch the creepy sleep-watching pony. They took the potion and Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie became one pony with pink fur and a curly rainbow mane, who was super fast and also could cheat and be places faster than the fastest pony. So now Rainbow Pie was one pony and could catch the creepy sleep-watching pony. All they needed to do is have a nightmare, and then they knew the pony would be. Since Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie together is so awesome, what kind of thing could give them nightmares? Only one thing.
Clowns.
So Rainbow Pie went to the circus and met clowns. Also an elephant and a pony that hit lions with a chair, which wasn't very nice, so it's a good thing that Rainbow Pie didn't bring Fluttershy, and the clowns were scary, so Rainbow Pie had nightmares. Only because of Pinkie Pie's cheating, Rainbow Pie woke up right when Princess Luna was about to show up, and they saw the creepy pony who was a lilac Pegasus flapping her tongue around. The Pegasus was really pretty, and had light blue hair with a purple bow in it, but the hair wasn't spiky, so it wasn't Cloud Chaser. The pony was Flitter. Rainbow Pie zoomed out of the room to catch up to Flitter, but she was too fast, and so Rainbow Pie had to cheat, but that's what Pinkie Pie is good at if you're talking about the laws of physics. But not games, because Pinkie Pie doesn't cheat at games, because if you cheat at games then it's not fun even if you win. But this wasn't a game. This was life and death, sleep and dreams, nightmares and flappy tongues. Then because of Pinkie Pie's cheating powers, Rainbow Pie caught up to Flitter, who was standing over Twilight Sparkle, who was mumbling about quesadillas and cheese and crying in her sleep. Rainbow Pie tackled Flitter, but Flitter's tongue flopped all over and got in Rainbow Pie's ear, and then Rainbow Pie fell asleep. Princess Luna was very confused when Rainbow Pie showed up and stepped in cheese, because the world was made of cheese, and there was cheese everywhere, and Twilight was crying. Princess Luna said, "You're not part of Twilight's nightmare." Then Twilight said, "She is now." "What is that thing?" So Rainbow Pie said, "It's me, Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie. We caught the creepy pony who watches the pony sleep." Princess Luna said, "We have to talk." And they were in the library again, and the pony was awake, and Twilight sat up and pointed at Rainbow Pie and screamed, "Oh God, it's real." Rainbow Pie rubbed her ear where it was wet from being licked by Flitter, and looked around because Flitter was gone again. Princess Luna said, "Okay, Flitter, you can come out." Flitter came out of nowhere just like Pinkie Pie did all the time, except pony could see Pinkie Pie, because she wasn't super fast like Flitter is. Flitter's tongue kept flopping around everywhere and made a wet slapping noise, and just looked really weird, and Rainbow Pie kept staring and kind of wanted to poke it, but remembered how weird it was when it went in her ear, so she didn't poke it. Princess Luna said, "This is Flitter. Her tongue is the real power behind saving ponies from nightmares." Twilight said, "But she's not even a princess, and you are a princess, so why don't you have the power?" Flitter flapped her tongue around as if she wanted to lick all the things, and Rainbow Pie wasn't sure it was a bad idea. Princess Luna said, "It was always Flitter's power, and not mine, that saved ponies from their nightmares like the singing flowers and the cheese world and all the other bad things. But she was so fast that until now no pony ever saw her, so no pony noticed that she had to lick sleeping ponies, so I could enter their nightmares to banish the bad dreams, so they could have good dreams and not bad dreams." Rainbow Pie said, "Oh, so Flitter's licking power saves every pony from their nightmares?" But why did she stick her tongue in my ear? That's how the power works, Rainbow Pie, said Princess Luna. That's why she is super fast so no pony can see her. She is like Pony Santa Claus, but for bad dreams instead of presents. Because she has to visit so many ponies every night to save them from their bad dreams instead of giving them presents. Twilight Sparkle clutched the sheets closer to her chest and screamed, "Please make it go away." Princess Luna said, "Okay fine," and turned Rainbow Pie back into Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie. And then Twilight Sparkle stopped freaking out and was happy to have her friends back, and Rainbow Dash was okay sleeping now that she knew that Flitter was licking her in her sleep to protect her from nightmares. And Pinkie Pie was happy to have her second cake, and Princess Luna kept Everipony safe from their dreams, because Flitter was still able to lick Everipony when they had nightmares, so Princess Luna could save them from their bad dreams. The end.